one day there was a little homeless kid on the side of the road and he was begging, and all I had was my sweets and I was holding them in my hand. And he came up to the window of our car and my mom gave him money. And in her car, she always has, every single day, she has money. She goes, for my journey, every person I meet that needs money, I'm going to give them, like she specifically has a holder for money in her car, just for that purpose. And she gave him money, and then she said, don't you want to give him something? And I was like, oh no, you handled it, you. And I was like, I don't have money. And she said, yeah, but you've got some sweets, share the sweets. And I looked at the kid, and I looked at her, and I was like, yeah, but it's my sweets. And she said, give him the sweets. And I looked at, and I was like, but it's my sweets. And she said, and then she did the most amazing thing. She reached into her purse, and my mom loved licorice and a bunch of sweets, and she pulled out a handful, like a giant handful of sweets. And she said to me, here, you can have these sweets. And now I was sitting there and I'm like holding my sweets, and then she said, here, and I couldn't grab, my hand wasn't big enough to take from her hand, and I was like, I can't. And then she said, you can't take the sweets. And I said, no, wait. And then she said, if you had two hands, you could take the sweets. I said, yes. And then she said, so how would you have two hands? And I looked at the kid, and then I realized, and I gave him the sweets, and then I had my hands. What my mom tricked me into realizing was, when you give, when you give, you have more room to get. You can get, and it's like, it's almost a selfish thing that I love doing, but my ambition is to help as many people in my world as I can. And sometimes people go like, you can't change the world. I'm like, yeah, just change your world. Just this world here. Just this.